This film, what I liked about it is that it kind of has this really nice line of seriousness and comedy.
Yes.
And it's really hard for a director to kind of do that. So how did you make sure that you weren't letting one go off the reins, and like how do you kind of know when to rein everything in?
I think it's all what feels real to you. It's whether you're doing a comedic scene, if something feels too broad or doesn't feel right to either you, letting the actors know if this doesn't feel real or right to you. Just trust your instincts and let's go for it. And same thing with the emotional stuff. We would do things in gradients. So like sometimes we would do stuff on the day that was a little bit bigger, and I said, don't worry if it's too big in the scope of the movie, we won't use it. But as you put the thing together, maybe a moment that happened before in the film is really sad and the audience really wants a big joke there, or conversely something that happened before was really sad and they want a smaller joke there. So we were always cognizant of trying to get, a range of takes.
Do you feel that it helped to have somebody like Catherine and Josh to be the leads in the sense that they can kind of work with you because they understand, I don't know, like what makes them understand like changing things up?
I think they're so flexible. Probably they both, they've worked a lot in TV as I have too, and that does make you really flexible about, oh, let's try this. You're not as precious about anything. And they're just both so easygoing in their, in terms of how they work. I'm much more of a control freak, I think, than both of them, and I think they liked that. It made them a little bit more relaxed. I felt like they didn't have to worry about certain things. I would worry about everything for them, and they could just be themselves, and they're really great together.
I know that they were friends, but how did you know that this was going to be a nice chemistry on screen?
You didn't. I knew he was right for the part. She had already had the role before I came on, and I felt like she was perfect for the part. And it was really not until they read the script together the first night, and they were reading, and they would stop reading and start talking to each other, and the night went on for like 5-6 hours. And I felt like, wow, okay, these two people have as much chemistry when they're not doing the parts as when they are, and I really have to capture that. And so it was always about trying to infuse the roles more and more with, of them and their spirit.
When I was watching this film, halfway through, I kind of thought to myself, whoa, Josh is stepping up. Like all of a sudden, he went from Josh to this leading man. And I'm just wondering, did you, I don't know, like what was your kind of like observation of that? And why do you feel this movie is the one where he's kind of getting his moment? Or maybe I'm just, having...
I certainly hope he does from it, because I think you're right, and I agree with you. And, his character has a guy's arc in what's typically considered a woman's film. And they both have their own arc, And so it's nice to see him grow over the course of the movie. And so there's a lot of dramatic scenes. I always said the film could be broken down to their 5 or 6 fights. They have like 5 or 6 regular kind of pointed fights throughout the film. And he goes toe-to-toe with her in each of them and holds his own.
I love how the poster has him walking around in his underwear.
Yes.
So the himbo.
How did that come up?
Yes, I wanted to thank. I shook his hand a lot. But no, the himbo factor is played as a running joke, and so I don't know. Can you talk about that? And is he kind of one of those guys that's more than happy?
I think one of the ways to sort of disarm the audience is to kind of acknowledge what people are thinking of. Is he too pretty to be a great actor? And he's not. He's a great actor. And he happens to be very attractive on top of that, and so we just try to put into the mouths of the characters around him what the audience might be thinking, and everyone seems to respond to that.
Last question: you're not supposed to work with animals and babies. You work with babies this time around. Are you done with them, or are you kind of like oh, the next one I'll add animals?
I think I'll probably stay away for a little while, just because not because I didn't have a great experience doing it, but just because I can't imagine having a better one, and so I don't mind having a baby in something I'm working on, but I wouldn't want them in 85% of what I was working on now.